Hey, quick update on the air travel mess hitting the US and why it landed hardest at LAX this weekend. Beat. Here's the headline. Flights bound for LAX were temporarily halted Sunday morning because of staffing shortages at a Southern California air traffic control facility. The FAA put a ground stop in place at 11:42 a.m. Eastern, which led to average delays of about an hour and 40 minutes. They lifted it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Let me break this down in 3 points. What happened? Why it happened? What it means if you're flying. Point 1. What happened? The FAA issued a ground stop for planes headed to LAX, meaning aircraft were held at their origin airports. This wasn't just a local hiccup. Around the same time, Newark, Teterboro, Southwest Florida International, Fort Myers. Earlier, LaGuardia, Reagan National. So, while LAX grabbed the headline, this is a multi-airport situation. Point 2. Why it happened. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said 22 staffing triggers hit the system on October 25th, one of the highest counts since the shutdown began October 1st. Controllers initially got roughly 90% of their October pay, but this week they're working unpaid. That's pushing an understaffed system to the edge. The union warned for years about chronic understaffing. Combine that with missed paychecks, and you get operational constraints. Now there's a twist. Some official LAX flight trackers didn't show obvious interruptions during the ground stop window. That mismatch, FAA directives versus airport tools, creates confusion. It doesn't mean the ground stop didn't happen. It means the impact may have varied by flight. Airline, data source. Point 3. What this means if you're flying. First, expect knock-on effects. Even after a ground stop lifts, aircraft and crews are out of position. If you're heading to or from major hubs, LAX, Newark, LaGuardia, Washington, D.C. airports, build in buffer time today and over the next few days. Second, check multiple sources. Your airline app, the FAA advisories page, airport social feeds. If one shows on time and another delayed, call the airline for the definitive status of your specific flight. Third, if you're at the airport, ask about rebooking proactively, especially if you've got a tight connection. Big picture. This is a systemic staffing problem amplified by a shutdown. When the people directing planes are stretched thin and unpaid, the system slows to stay safe. That's why you see targeted ground stops and flow controls rather than normal capacity. Quick recap. LAX-bound flights held starting 11:42 a.m. Eastern. Average delays about 1 hour 40 minutes. Stop lifted at 1:30 p.m. Similar staffing hits showed up at multiple airports.